Welcome back to the session, everyone. Andrew, over to you.
And good afternoon. Welcome back to track 2. This is for the session on redefining mobile ad experience to drive real connection with consumers. If you're looking for how Google Marketing Operations built a team of specialists to deliver creative excellence, head over to track 1. For those of you continuing on here, please remember there are a Q&A tab that you can go to throughout the session and send questions to me, which I'll moderate and put back to our speaker today. Note that when you go into the session, you initially drop into the chat. Look to the right-hand side, you'll see a speech bubble with the question marks. It's Q&A. That's where you send the questions. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Shantesh Goji from InMobi. He's got a really entertaining and visual presentation to show you about just around the way mobile and the experience with advertising can drive, that really great connection. And there's some great examples he's going to show you, but also how doing content for mobile is a little bit different than trying to do it for the channels. Thanks very much. And over to you, Shantesh.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Let me start sharing my screen. I hope my slides are visible.
Yeah, they're all good.
All right. Cool. Let's start then. Good morning, everyone. I'm sure you all agree that the internet boom and easy access to smartphone has ensured consumers are consuming content on their phone like never before. Mobile is the backbone of online advertising, and mobile apps is where the bulk of action takes place. There has been a major shift in digital marketing world due to global pandemic, and performance / return on ad spend, ROAs, has become more important than ever. So with access to data has come in an abundance of insights about our own customers, the products, and the communication strategies. But alongside those insights have also come many challenges, and driving a real connection with your users is one such major challenge. Well, to grapple with the new normal, today I plan to help you tackle some of these challenges by showing you how we redefine the mobile ad experience and drive those real connections with our users at InMobi. My name is Shantesh. I'm the head of creative labs at InMobi. I'm based out of Bangalore, but I work across a broad range of geographies. I have close to about 12 years of experience in the digital media space. At InMobi, I manage different facets of creative products and define the ad experience for our InMobi users. Personally, I'm a passionate designer and a proud geek. I innovate and build cutting-edge technologies to push boundaries of what technically and creatively possible on a mobile device to create those beautiful experiences on mobile screens. Quick note before I start my presentation. Since this session is all about creatives, it's going to be a visual heavy presentation, and you'll have a lot of slides with animations, videos, and audios. So please bear with me. InMobi Creative Labs. So we deliver the best-in-class mobile ad campaigns for Fortune 500 brands and apps. We combine the agency quality creative design with innovative ad tech to develop creative solutions that capture attention, resonate emotionally, and compel the user engagement. In an age where almost every touch point is digital, right? So most companies are doing a phenomenal job at embracing technology and bringing digital at forefront in their interactions with their customers. But we need to work harder to humanize the digital experience, because emotional connection is what keeps customers coming back. I think InMobi is one of those companies doing it right. I would love to talk about what we do as a company at InMobi, but I think a short video can do a quicker job.
Technology has always shaped how we communicate with one another. The wheel, the printing press, the Pony Express, the telegraph, the telephone, the computer, and mobile devices. Technology changes, yet one truth remains. We want our communications and interactions to be meaningful and have relevance. Today, however, driving real connections are easier said than done. But we help brands do that, to drive real connections. With our platform technology and exclusive mobile data, InMobi helps you understand, identify, engage, and acquire your customers. InMobi, driving real connections.
Yeah. So we just looked at brief history of advertising in general. So before we dive in further, let's also just see what happened in the past, right? So with the print ads in 60s and 70s, and then on the TV commercials during 80s and 90s, and then we entered the entire digital era, where especially after the iPhone launch and the smartphone era, we come a long way, right? But unfortunately or fortunately, today is where today here we are. Yeah. So most of the consumers are not a big fan of mobile ads, frankly, right? So they think ads take up precious space and data on their phones, and most often they just pop out of nowhere, or maybe start playing right before the video that you're eagerly wanting to watch. So I can completely understand why user might find ads as a nuisance. So this happens mainly for two reasons. Firstly, creative is looked at in isolation, and most brands use just a generic creative for all of their users, as if they just want to run something on their on an ad network. Secondly, even if the creative is fantastic but delivered to a wrong audience, it's actually just wasted marketing budget, and you would in turn annoy the users more. So hence you need to always keep your users at the center. So reaching the right set of audience at the right moment is just as important as the creative itself. So the key to remember here is the creative itself can't be a strategy, but it has to be aligned with in-depth targeting and measure how the campaign is delivering against these goals. It's easier said than done. So building out target audience for your brands is quite complex. There's a whole lot of signals that we look at in combination, and most of these signals are different to what you might use on a desktop, right? So in the interest of time, I'm not going to get into details on audience and targeting. Let's probably dive directly into the mobile, mobile first creatives. Yeah, so you need to be, mobile first, because that's really, that's really going to matter for brands. So quick question, did you know that an average human attention span on a mobile device is just about 8 seconds? That's 1 second lesser than that of a goldfish. That's a very small window of opportunity, right? Hence the aim is to drive highest impact within the first 8 seconds that users are engaged by producing short and snackable content across different formats. So the beauty of mobile is that the possibilities to fill those first 8 seconds are endless. We in InMobi, we are a truly mobile first solution provider. So we combine the powers of sight, sound, and motion in the right proportions and deliver the most engaging ads that you see on your phones. And we do all of this at scale. We also have defined and redefined the best practices when it comes to designing ads for mobile. Like all our ads that you see on the wire are responsive and auto scaled, which means they're automatically resized to match the user's device and screen size without those weirdly stretching out or deliver really low quality pixelated ads. On the mobile front, again, we have some of these best practices in place. Like say, generally, if I have to pick up my phone, we hold our phones in the vertical manner, right? This is what I think most smartphone users prefer. Also, I think most of our 80% of our ad inventory on the web is actually a vertical ad inventory. But most ads that you see on platforms like YouTube or are shot in landscape mode. But if I try and force fit those exact same set of videos on a mobile device, one, you're not only underutilizing the real estate, like as you can see on screen, you're just using like 1/3 of the entire real estate, but also creating a very bad experience for the end user. We've seen that running ads that are designed for a portrait mode or a vertical mode actually creates 9 times better completion rates of those videos than that of landscape ones. So this is one of the most important things to keep in mind when it comes to designing video ads for mobile. Let's do a bit of more deep diving into the video as a format, because this probably is the widely used and engaging creative format across the industry. So while most of the ad networks just run those videos as is, as in like take an MP4 file or MOV file and just probably upload it on the ad network and run as is. But we at Creative Labs, we try to create additional layers on top of video, which increases the engagement by making it more interesting. We add in innovation layers like adding an interactive end card, or could be a product carousel around the video, or could be an animated motion graphics or haptics on the video. Like, we have few examples on the screen playing here. Personally, this last one, the Coca-Cola ad, that is my personal favorite. Let me probably just play this for you again.
Let's go. Let's go. Give me full energy. Full energy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Move your body circular. You're a king.
Yeah, I think you're able to notice how the every beat of music in the client provided video, right? That the video that the Coca-Cola as a client provided was just this, but we added this additional layer on top of this and perfectly synced our animations with every the beat of the music. So this is basically the innovation layer that was just added, and it would still work and behave like a pretty normal video. But this, we have seen that this kind of an addition of innovation layers has created much better engagement than just plain videos. Moving on, enter the world of rich media. So rich media enables brands to devise new ways of interacting with your consumers with technology that we have on hand. These ads are mostly driven by technologies like HTML5 and JavaScript. So, and most of the new age smartphones lets us tap into various hardware signals, like maybe I can tap into the signals that are provided by your accelerometer or gyroscope of your phone. I can probably tap into camera or a microphone of your phone and use all of these data or signals in a very creative manner. Let's see how do we do all of that. So yeah, a whole suite of rich media functions that we can try and do on a mobile real estate. So we can use these signals in a very creative manner and carefully craft custom solutions for a campaign. Rich media ads have also proven to uplift the campaign performance by at least 2.8 times better than those static videos. So it's definitely just not good looking, but actually works really well in the real world. I'm not going to go into detail on each one of those capabilities. It would take me an entire day if I start talking about all of them. So let's just look at some of the most important ones that I want to kind of really talk about. So one such capability is DCO, or what we call as dynamic creative optimization. DCO is a technology where we tap into various third-party APIs to create highly personalized and contextual ads based on users' location. Based on users' location, or it could be probably the day of the week, the time, the weather condition outside the users, or many different variables, right? So this is a very powerful method to stitch a narrative that creates impact. We've used this tech to drive many campaigns for social causes as well, like ads that show if the users are in a high COVID severity location, or probably drive those users to the nearest medical center where probably they can get some help. Or probably we use this tech also to detect the real-time detection of floods affected areas in flood affected areas in Indonesia. I think recently we had also used this tech to show the live locations where there's forest fire affected areas in Australia, and also kind of educate them or give them safety instructions. So there's a lot of possibilities that you can try and do with by combining third-party APIs and the DCO as a tech. Some of the other use cases could be you can probably use like pollution index and change the visuals and the narrative as per the real value that you collect, or probably use UV index for something that talks about like a beauty care or the skincare type of products. We can probably use real-time traffic conditions to kind of show like where they can probably go get us quick snack or a drink. So yeah, I'll probably show you some of the real examples. So let's look at one of the most recent campaigns that we executed here in APAC. So let me just play the video.
When the 2020 version of Kia Motors' flagship subcompact SUV, Kia Sonet, was launched in India, the brand aimed to popularize their AI voice command feature, Hello Kia, with interactive voice ads delivered on the smartphones of motorheads in the country. To achieve this objective, the brand leveraged InMobi audiences. Based on the appographic, technographic, and demographic data signals, Kia Motors identified upscale urban dwellers and high-income users owning smartphones priced over INR 25,000 as their target audiences. The brand then created a thumb-stopping interactive ad unit with full-screen interstitial ads to help users experience the feature, with live commands such as, "Hello Kia, open the driver window," upon which the animation of the driver window is shown opening. The CTA on the ad, Learn More, redirected users to the Kia Sonet product page, where they could further experience the ease that voice-enabled access this car can deliver. The AI voice command ad helped open new doors for Kia, as the campaign delivered phenomenal results. Over 1.9 million unique users were reached, who engaged for about 45 seconds on average on the ad unit. Additionally, 1 out of 2 viewers engaged until the very end of the ad, while the overall indicative time spent was over 1,500 hours. Through an interactive mobile-first ad experience, Kia not only successfully reached its audiences, but also engaged with them to drive product consideration.
Yeah. So diving in further, you can see some of the custom-made solutions for different brands, brand objectives like, say, could be lead gen, brand awareness, and many more. So you can see here on my screen, probably one of the good examples would be the third example. Let me just quickly play that for you. You can see how we have used or created a custom Snapchat like filter to promote an upcoming movie campaign. On the last slide, you can see in how we created right within the ad, we were able to show the USP of the car that was being launched, that was new Ford Ranger, and how the Ford Ranger has close to about 1,500 customizations that they were being offered. So you can literally click and match multiple different colors, accessories, and whatnot, and all of this is happening right within the ads. Just want to show one more really good example that we created.
On International Women's Day in 2021, L'Oréal Paris launched the #StandUp campaign in partnership with Hollaback Jakarta to provide an online training program designed to prevent street harassment and build safer public spaces in Indonesia. L'Oréal Paris partnered with InMobi and Wavemaker to design an innovative experience for this inspiring campaign. With Indonesia being the 4th largest smartphone market in the world, the brand pursued a mobile-first approach to reach their target audience across prominent social media platforms. The brand focused on both victims and witnesses, delivering compelling messaging to them with the right mix of rich media and video ads. Through the InMobi Audiences platform, the brand targeted men and women between ages 18 to 44. To educate victims, the brand created an interactive ad unit with 3 simple steps. Step 1. Introduce the Stand Up initiative to help users understand that the first step in fighting public sexual harassment is by acknowledging if they had ever been a victim of it. Step 2. Encourage them to gauge their preparedness through an interactive vertical video which presented viewers with hypothetical situations and elicited a response to stop it. Step 3. Invite them to join the Stand Up training program along with 140,000 people across the globe and learn to fight back. For witnesses, the brand encouraged them to learn the steps to intervene through a creative that presented the proven 5D method for preventing street harassment. When a user clicked on the CTA Join Training, they were redirected to the training program page by Stand Up International. The campaign engaged thousands of Indonesians, recording 7 million impressions, reaching over 1.9 million unique users, and witnessed 2-time engagement on rich media interstitials and interactive mobile ads. The brand drove impactful change within the community with over 10,000 users checking the training program and deciding to stand up for themselves.
Uh, Moving on, just want to talk about a few more really good examples. So I think gamified ads are one of the ads that create highest engagement. We've seen users spending close to about a minute right within the ads. Like the first one you see on the screen, right? This uses the power of rich media and the tech, where we ask the users to literally hold the phones like this and tilt at a certain angle to get the perfect frame. So this kind of, this kind of an engagement really, engages the users and makes them spend a good amount of time right within the ads. A few more possibilities of rich media again, if I have to talk about, is basically something like the 360-degree augmented reality visualizations. You could probably run a poll or a survey, or use all the mobile first gestures like swipe, tilt, touch screen. So all of these mobile first experiences can be captured, and we can use them creatively on a rich media powered ads. Lastly, I think before we close, I just want to quickly show one more good example that we had executed.
Cavities. Pepsodent needed to find a new way to connect and educate Indonesians about oral health. In the wake of COVID-19, their original offline event plans had to be scrapped, thus forcing the brand to be creative and introduce the concept of teledentistry across Indonesia and enable consumers to consult dentists safely online. Pepsodent collaborated with several dental associations to help raise awareness about oral hygiene and bring their personalized dental expert center to life. Pepsodent partnered with InMobi to design the Dental Expert Center's mobile journey to reach and educate Indonesians at scale. The brand leveraged InMobi audiences to identify smartphone users between ages 25 to 40 years and mothers in Indonesia based on advanced demographic, technographic, and location signals. The brand used precision targeting to evoke interest by launching 17 contextual variations of engaging video ads across 17 cities in Indonesia. Pepsodent then launched an interactive rich media ad unit consisting of a mobile chatbot to encourage audiences to check their dental health online with a simple assessment. The assessment finally enabled a free one-on-one WhatsApp consultation where users could chat directly with dentists. By leveraging InMobi's retargeting capabilities, Pepsodent was also able to target users who didn't complete the assessment and nudge them to complete their free consultation. With the right targeting and interactive media, Pepsodent successfully drove real-life results. The campaign reached over 3.5 million unique users with an engagement 2.7 times the industry benchmark. Most importantly, 1 in 3 users ended up consulting with a dentist, thereby taking a massive step in reducing Indonesia's cavity rate.
Yeah, I think we've reached the end. So to conclude, we are in a world that's performance mad. So be prepared to adapt your strategies. Create snackable, humanized communication to guide your customers through their digital journey. Stand up and stand out. Thanks for having me, Creative Ops. Over to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Shantesh. That was very visually exciting. I'm intrigued at how much complexity there is in some of those mobile ads, and I guess to the point of creative operations, how do you brief those kind of jobs coming in, and how do you work with an organization to sort of come up with all the content and the interactivity? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. See, creative, no matter what you do in the tech space, creative is something that is very difficult to automate, right? So, and especially we're talking about brands that always needs custom solutions. So, templates and product solutions might work at scale, but you always need to come back. You need to have an army of designers, copywriters, visual editors. You always need to bring them together, brainstorm ideas, and then create these customer solutions, looking at the specific campaign, in your mind. So it always starts with, we start our conversations with the agency we are working with, or maybe the advertisers directly. The first and foremost thing we ask for is a campaign brief, right? So a campaign brief basically talks about their overall strategy, not just specifically for mobile, but their entire campaign strategy, right? Could be in different formats, on different channels. We look at what exactly they're trying to achieve overall as a campaign, and then we always try to see, somewhere our efforts on a mobile space is also kind of somehow connected to the main campaign, right? So we've done a lot of these campaigns where it's an true integration of offline to online sort of a user behavior. So whenever we get a campaign brief, and when we start talking about what do we need to do for that specific campaign, so it always starts with very basic mockups, like it could be like some simple sketches or user journey.
I guess the point I was trying to make is what occurred to me was, I would imagine that what you started off with was an idea that came from a prospective organization or customer who wanted to create a mobile experience.
Yeah.
What they ended up with was quite different to what they thought they needed when they engaged you and went through the process. Because essentially, like you said with the dentistry and the other thing, there's an outcome that they're looking to create,
Exactly.
That they're trying to do. And with a demographic or with a platform like mobile, you obviously need to understand other things outside of just the technology and the mechanism, but all your experiences in terms of what works, what doesn't work, there's a little bit more of a dark art and a speciality to it than most people would realize. I think that's certainly what I took out of it. It's not something that if ever I needed a mobile ad done, I'd certainly know where to come, because it's a very different brief to doing a normal kind of marketing campaign.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, that's all we've got time for today. I do appreciate your time in sharing those amazing experiences with us. All the best for the future. And I guess if anybody's looking to do something in an engaging mobile world, then the InMobi people are certainly the people you should be reaching out to. Okay, so
thanks so much, Andrew. Yeah,
your pleasure. So we're next up is in track one. Over in the other area, we've got Schneider Electric. I know Amanda over at Schneider quite well, and they've certainly faced a number of challenges to get all their creative operations functions in-house and working with a set of standardized tools. So it's quite an interesting track, which I've heard her speak on before, track one. Here in track two, we've got Central Studios, how a photographer has turned to a photo studio, a normal photographer photo studio, to a boutique content one-stop shop. So thank you very much for this. We'll see you in either track one or track two very soon. Arrivederci.